Kafchet Tammuz. You're not Kafchet Av. I thought you were Kafchet Av. So what I said yesterday. So what I said yesterday about the Magid is Kafchet Av. I confused it. Koach Av. Okay, Koach Tammuz. Okay, so let's get something quick in here. So today is the 28th of Tammuz, the 24th of July. So we spoke a little bit about the neshama yesterday, the relationship with the body. Because it follows, but it's really not written here. And it's enough to use all of this, all that we've said, to explain that giving life to the worlds does not cause change in Hashem. And it's interesting, it says it's enough. What do you mean it's enough? This is, if you'll notice, he didn't mention a single Kabbalistic concept. He didn't even mention the Sfirot. I mention it all the time, but he didn't even mention it. So there's a whole question here about what's going on. Everything that the Arizal developed, called the Tzimtzum, the contraction, was to answer this question specifically. How can it be that Hashem can create the worlds and yet not be influenced and not change because of it? So he created this very elaborate thing. It was a new idea. There's no source for it in Zohar. There's no source for it anywhere before him. Of Tzimtzum. And notice that he didn't mention this even. All the arguments he made were philosophical. So this is a very big topic, a huge topic, a very delicate topic also. Over the centuries, the Chassidim have stated this topic in an understated way, which is that the Baal Shem Tov took all of the Arizal's novel ideas and he explained them in such a way that they would not be so novel anymore. Very interesting what he did to it. In other words, there's a Chiddush called Tzimtzum, this contraction. And what did Chassidus do to it? It invented a concept called Tzimtzum lo kepshuto. Not literally, but rather metaphorically. Now when you say that something is metaphoric, and it's not literal, so even though it makes sense in the context of what the Arizal is trying to do, but you've taken out the edge from something by making it metaphoric instead of literal. The part that... And why? Because you've diluted it. And why was that? Because the way that people understand Tzimtzum is that Hashem is not here. They understand that Hashem is He created an empty void. So what are people left with? They're left with the feeling that where the worlds are created, Hashem is absent. And that is not true. So the Baal Shem Tov had to take it, he had to take the edge out of it. Again, it doesn't matter. It could be that the Arizal, of course, he's very holy, so he didn't mean to say that Hashem is not present.
There. Yes, but we could take it.
But regular people, that's what they understand. Even people who've learned this for a long time, that's what they understand. So it's a big deal. Now, there are four main novel ideas from the Arizal. Tzimtzum is one of them. Another one is birur. Birur means clarification or sifting or bringing out the holy sparks. So what do you understand from that? What does a regular person understand from that? He understands that what I'm looking at is not holy. There's just a little bit of holiness in it. But that again, that goes against the grain of that Hashem is everything.
Yes.
So what do I do with that? So already in the time of the Baal Shem Tov, this is not a new thing. The Baal Shem Tov already said this. The Rebbe is famous for saying it and people listened. But in the time of the Baal Shem Tov, he already said it. Now again, the Baal Shem Tov is only 100 and 200 years after the Arizal. He says, Tama avodat birurim. The work of the clarification, of elevating the sparks, is finished. We've done it. These two concepts, Tzimtzum and elevating sparks, the Arizal did not take from the Zohar. We don't know where he got them from. It's a staple of his Torah. It's very important in his Torah. You can't understand Kabbalah today without it. But these he has no source for. He got them from wherever he got them. So it's a very interesting thing. You say Tzimtzum lo kipshuto. You say Tam avodat beurim. The third chiddush was Gilgul. There were Gilgulim before. There were reincarnations before, but not the way the Arizal understood it. Arizal brought a whole new dimension to understanding Gilgul, and the Baal Shem Tov swept it under the rug. He didn't want to talk about Gilgulim anymore. He said, why? Because then a person feels that Hashem is not here again. Because where was Hashem? Hashem is in my past, is somewhere else.
I'm just,
not all here. I'm just
I'm
a little cog in the machine.
Yeah, on the chain, right.
That's not how it is. You're supposed to understand that everything is here.
You can take away from the sense of
exactly. Yeah. So maybe the Shach was in the past, like this.
Look on just a giggle.
Nina.
Mazal Tov.
Nina.
Mazal Tov. Oh. Does that mean you're older now?
Wait, is this your first nin?
Are they going to give you a driver's license now?
Wow.
I think so.
Nin Rishon.
Anyway, so here we see this.
Yesterday.
Where? I don't have anything.
Where? In England?
Ma'ane Yeshua, B'nai Barak.
Oh, יופי.
אמרתי לו שצריך ספר.
מענה יהושע.
מה צריך?
שיקנה ציצית חדשה ושיעשה שתייה.
אמרתי לו שייתנו לו עוד מעט לקנות אלכוהול ורישיון נהיגה וכל הדברים האלה. הוא מספיק מבוגר. Anyway, so it's very fitting with everything we've seen here.
Sure.
That he doesn't mention anything from the Arizal. He just uses philosophy. And this is something that Baal Shem Tov also spoke about. That Chassidus goes to reclaim the philosophical tradition. We talked about this with regards to the Rambam, Maimonides. But we don't give up on... Because it seemed that Kabbalah superseded philosophy, and Chassidus says, no, it's not that simple. In fact, in many things, we're going back to that with the added understanding that we have from the Arizal. We're definitely not throwing that away. Everything is holy, everything is good, but you have to see a bigger picture. Toda Rabba. Mazal tov, mazal tov. What's her name?
Mushka.
Are you sure?
Oh, Nina Rishona. Sicha.
What's your problem?
He thought you had you adopted a dog.
Huh?
Nina.
I'm drinking.
Okay. So it's a big deal, but we don't have much